Publishers are worried that Google's new bet on replacing third-party cookie will cost them. Two advertising technology companies. Google replaced a 2-year-old plan to ensure advertisers can target new customers after it ends third-party cookies. And some publishers worry its replacement, called Topics API, could hurt their ad business. Topics is meant to be a simpler way to categorize audiences that's privacy safe. But that push for simplicity also limits publishers' ability to target audiences. Because of Topics' lack of granular adve, said multiple sources. Insiders spoke with several publishing and industry sources, and most agreed that Topics would give adtech vendors the upper hand because they'd be allowed to access more data from and publishers than the publishers themselves. Topics, which replaces a proposal called Flocus, would let advertisers target ads to people based on 3 to 5 broad topics, like fitness or travel based on their browsing history on a given site over a 3-week period, Google said in a blog post. For instance, a recent visitor to a website about jogging could be placed in a fitness topic when she returns to that site. But that jogging website would already have assumed its audience is interested in fitness. And Topics would not give it any new information reflecting a broader range of audience interests. If someone visited a real estate site previously, for instance, the jogging site would not know this. However, adtech companies like demand-side platforms would have the privilege of connecting audience data from topics across different sites. So those middlemen are the real beneficiaries of the Topics proposal, according to publishers. Big adtech, over the years, has been disintermediating the relationship between the buyer and the seller, me and the marketer, said Jeff Burkett, VP of Product at Gannett, which owns newspapers like USA Today. Topics, he said, exacerbates that problem. Publishers create high-quality content and acquire consumers to be loyal to their site, and for them to get less data than third parties with no direct relationship with consumers, is where Topics falls down. He added. Paul Bannister, Chief Strategy Officer at Cafe Media, which represents the ad inventory for small publishers, also worried Topics would especially disadvantage niche publishers, since they have valuable data to give up. This is because Topics segment audiences are based on the world they visited, not the articles they read. If someone visits Nighttime.com Sports, Topics would only recognize that person as a Nighttime.com visitor, not a sports enthusiast. A signal that broad is meaningless, Bannister said. It says you're alive and not much else, he said. Whereas if the user is going to and buying a dishwasher, it is super valuable to put you in the dishwasher segment. However, other people like Eric Hochberger, co-founder and CEO of Mediavine, think smaller publishers would actually benefit more from Topics than big publishers, like the New York Times, because their audiences will be accurately categorized. General interest publishers could be reduced to a single label. For instance, the Times might be categorized as lifestyle. We're going to have better visibility into the topics of the readers that visit across our sites as opposed to a larger site that might only get a single topic, Hochberger said. While Topics currently advantages adtech middlemen, some publishers like Leaf Group, which owns sites like LiveS see an opportunity to use the broad categories surfaced by Topics to open up further negotiations with advertisers, and eventually sell them rich audiences that publishers own exclusively. If it creates better relationships and better ways for advertisers to get closer to publishers, and remove more of the middlemen in adtech and the loss in supply chain, that's good for everybody, said Scott Messer, SVP of Media at Leaf Group.